Hi there people, it's Chilli here, and this week for the 5-minute review we are going to review Weezer's album, Van Weezer. The first track of the album is Hero, and this has a punchy opener to the Van Weezer album. Lyrically not sure if Rivers is stating that he was a hero and became jaded, and if so, who was he a hero to? But overall, this song is showing the album's sound and sets the tone for what's to come. The following track is All the Good Ones, and the bass and drums at the start remind me of their song Beverly Hills, with a bit less edge. It's a slow track compared to what's before, but still got that Weezer vibe going to it. Overall, not a bad track. The End of the Game is the next track, and this is where the feel of the album really picks up. The Van Weezer sound comes out, and it feels the start as they launch into that Van Halen-esque solo before getting into that Weezer sound. Yeah, this is a fun song that would be good to see performed live, that's for sure. I want to hear all the crowd just singing along to this. I Need Some of That is the following track, and it's a standard loud chorus and quiet verse style with fun lyrics talking about some past memories listening to bands such as Aerosmith and stuff. The song borrows a riff from Blue Oyster Cult as well as a neat callback. Beginning of the End is the next track, and this is a weird opener. It starts rather ominously with the sirens before the song starts, and then takes a moment to start up, and before you know it, actually the track comes to a close, very abruptly as well. The next track is Blue Dream, and it's hard to fault a song that uses an Ozzy Osbourne riff for their track, so it's a bonus to hear Weezer play some Crazy Train. The lyrics have been changed to reflect a love song, which is odd when I'm used to hearing about the mental issues of a paranoid youth during the Cold War era. Still an interesting version and a very solid track for this album. The following track is One More Hit, and with an opener that sounds like some early Grinspoon sound, it's so dirty, but comes clean for the keyboard. I think it's just me, but it's odd to hear Weezer talk about the problems of heroin. I know it's not their first foray into this, but I've heard this theme over and over from bands like Alice in Chains who had personal issues, very big personal issues on this, and in much more detail. The song feels a bit too upbeat as well for their theme of the lyrics. Sheila Can Do It is the next track, and when Rivers came out and said that this album was going to sound a lot more like the Blue Album, then this is the track where it does sound a lot like the Blue Album. This is a classic Weezer sound with some energy. This track right here is an underrated track that needed to be a single. It's got the Blue Album vibes going. She Needs Me is the following track. Some big guitar sounds coming out of this track with odd lyrics from Rivers. Not much more to add. The closing track is Precious Metal Girl. It's a nice little acoustic track closer here, with Rivers painting a nice picture of this with his lyrics of the shining metal girl in a confusing world. This is Weezer's 15th album, and overall, I don't know how to feel about this album. It's been only 4 months since their last, and it's better than their previous release, that's for sure. But something just doesn't feel right. Some tracks, they stick out a lot, like The End of the Game, Blue Dream, and Sheila Can Do It. But many can be just forgettable. I admire their tenacity to write albums, but this one feels like it falls short of something that could have been a bit more. Maybe more flamboyant guitar sounds, but I can't go into depth in a 5-minute review. For me, this album gets a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely not their worst, but it's definitely not their best.